Hey, welcome back to the Road to Retirement. My name is Chris Anselmo, Brookside Tax and Financial Group, and along with me is T1 and T2, Thing 1 and Thing 2. And Tony's probably too young for that show, but
I'm all young
yeah.
for something.
So it was Disney or Hanna-Barbera or something. They had Thing 1 and Thing 2. So today we thought we'd talk because
Dr. Seuss, The Cat in the Hat.
Yeah, it's right before Thanksgiving, so we thought we'd do a show on what to be thankful for in 2022. Obviously, family, friends, health, those kind of things, but we thought we'd make it a little more relatable to maybe what we do. I was talking to Tony off air and said, I know the stock market's down, but one of the things possibly to be thankful for is that if you haven't gotten in, because you've been waiting all these years thinking it was too high, it might be time to get back in. So maybe some of your money, maybe not all your money, or use some type of product that we can offer you a little protection on. So, the market being down overall is not good for a lot of people. But if you've been on the sidelines, maybe it's time for you to hop in.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've seen some success with presenting these things, these ideas to people about not just, parking your money in something that's completely safe, but offering a little bit of protection and being able to participate in what the market's doing so you don't completely have buyer's remorse, so to speak. So that's a great point. And we've been able to do some of that. The challenge now becomes um, you don't want it to go the other way. The market starts going up, and then people say, well, what the heck, man? You promised me all this success. And at the same time, like, we need to stay within your parameters and your goals.
Yeah. And I think some of the newer products that came out, we've talked about on other shows that give you some type of buffer on the way down. So if you're still a little concerned that the market could go down a little bit more, there are products that give you some downside protection and some upside. So those are things to be thankful for, which really a lot of those products weren't around a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, so
And they've been perfected too. They've been tweaked a little bit here and there. There's some additional features that were not available in the past too. Before we go any further, just want to remind everybody to like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube page and our Facebook as well.
We need to get some sponsors. Maybe they'll pay us a little cash to do this stuff.
Yeah.
I do some of these, watch some of these shows, and they're like, well, if you click on this and will you buy the tool through this link, we get $3 or something, right? Yeah. So we don't know how to do all that stuff. But Tony, what have you heard other advisors? You talk to probably 100 advisors a week. So what have they been talking about?
Well, actually, the same thing. You mentioned, just to clarify. I mean, for my wife and I, we're thankful right now because we're just about to start increasing how much we're putting into our retirement accounts. And so when the market's down, we can be thankful for that as we put in, because
Right.
putting in while the market's down means you're buying. So if you increase your plan, let's say you have a 401k, obviously, and I think my wife and I were both at 7%, and we're like, yeah, we need to bump it up over 10. We're that age now, and so we're bumping it up quite a bit. And we did that this year. And so we did that in a down year. So we're starting to buy when it's down, and hopefully it will go up from there.
Right.
Yeah.
And interest rates have gone up. We all know that. And actually, that's not in all a bad thing, because as interest rates went up, your interest you're earning on your money, the banks are paying more, the insurance companies are paying more, caps are higher and things like that. And it actually has brought the price of housing down, because the more you have to pay in interest, you can only afford so much a month. So if 90% of it is going towards the principal and 10% is going towards it, like, you can only afford whatever you can afford. So
Right.
so the houses which have been, would you agree, overpriced for the last half a dozen years? I mean, I'm not even sure why people were using realtors. They were flying off the shelves in hours.
I
Right?
mean, I've heard, I've kind of been passively looking for a while now, but just to, you're right, to that point, people are waiving inspections on stuff,
Yeah.
and not necessarily now, but maybe within the last year or two, like you said, waiving inspections. It used to be you list your house for X amount of dollars, and that's kind of the starting point to negotiate downwards.
Right.
It became that's the starting point, and you better start there and go up.
Yeah.
So those days, I wouldn't say they're gone, but they're waning.
Well, I would think interest rates hover around 5 or 6% for low. That's probably where it should be. I mean,
Well, right
whoever
now, if
whoever
you're
heard of
on a
getting a
30-year
mortgage for
mortgage,
2%,
you're
right?
probably around 7% right
Yeah.
now. If you're looking at a 30-year mortgage. Now,
And
I
that's
was lucky
probably
to,
normal. Tony, what
yeah.
did when you bought your first house, what was your mortgage rate, you think?
My mortgage rate when I bought my first house was 9%.
Yeah, mine was 9 1/4. And we thought we got the best rate possible, right?
Yep.
So
I did
um
get the best rate
yeah,
possible, like 9.2. Yeah, mine might have been 9 and a
yeah. I
quarter
remember
as
my
well.
payment, 533.34 a month.
Yeah.
That was, I was so it was a
Yeah.
$50,000 house. So
Yeah.
but this is probably where they kind of should be. I mean, I was thankful when the rates were low because we built a house and we bought this building. So rates were really low. That was to be thankful for. But now, as interest rates go up, then your investment rates are going to go. Right, bond rates are going up. CD rates are going up. We see the insurance companies raising rates, so
Yeah.
that's something to be
Well,
thankful for.
and as
Yeah,
far
CDs
as
and annuities are really good right now, are getting better anyway,
Yeah,
as far as what they pay, and you can get principal protection and earn some good interest.
I'm also thankful for that the elections are over.
Oh,
Like I can't take any more ads. You know,
no,
I mean,
no.
like every other ad on TV was someone running for office or something for Medicare. Right?
well, yeah, those Medicare ones are
Yeah.
still going. They get the most random celebrities slash former celebrities to do
Yeah.
those things, and it
Get
Or
Tony
for
just
Shorter doing.
yeah, I mean, they got me doing Medicare ads.
Maybe you could do your Chris Farley impression, do one for us.
Yeah. I
It,
don't know
it,
if that's the right look for a Medicare ad, but
he'd be almost at Medicare age. No, he wouldn't. He'd probably be
no.
like early
ooh,
50s, early
Oh,
no,
to.
no.
Chris
I
Farley?
meant Farley, early to mid 50s. Yeah,
Oh
he's
yeah,
probably
no, he
Yeah,
in
would have
his
been
mid
at late
50s.
40s, I think. He was pretty young when he died.
He was
yeah.
33.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
true. He would have been in his 50s. He was a little younger than me.
I'm sure you got that tape somewhere. Gradient's got to have that on tape somewhere. So,
Oh, they've got me doing Farley. They've
yeah.
got a few. There's a
I
few
mean, it
versions of
is
me.
unbelievable.
I gotta see
You
it.
you
I've
would
told
not
you
know.
before.
You
I
would
have to
not
see it.
know it wasn't Chris Farley.
I have to see it.
I do a pretty good. I've been told I do a
I mean, the
pretty
tape
good
on the
Chris
glasses,
Farley.
everything.
Yeah,
You know, it's
yeah,
just-
yeah.
So the Matt Foley, huh?
Yep.
The
Motivational
yep,
speaker. Yep.
the van down by the river.
Yep. I incorporate a little bit of Tommy Boy in there. It's just it's a good one.
It's
Yep.
so good. We could do a
Yep.
show just on him, I think. But
yeah.
Oh yeah, he's one.
So
He was amazing. He had a
yeah,
presence. Yeah.
he did.
so personally, I'm thankful for we got a great staff here,
Oh,
and everyone puts client first.
including Marlette
And
Believe it
me,
or
he,
not,
we
yeah,
have a great staff and
and
Marlette
Tony.
and.
and me.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
thankful for you two that you let me in on your show. I mean, you guys could do this show without me, but I'm glad I get to join in each week. I think it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Well, we're glad to
Yeah.
have you for sure.
Yeah, and
Well,
2022, I was surprised, you guys. I like your optimism, Chris and Tony, because financially, 2022 was a perfect storm of a lot of negativity. Markets
right.
down, bonds down, gold
Right.
down,
Yeah, but now
rising
it's
inflation
down,
and
right?
interest
Yeah.
rates.
So now
Yeah.
it's
So there,
down. So you got to embrace
you
it.
got to look at what can we do positively with this climate, and so there are things that can be done, right?
I mean, I've had clients sitting on the sideline for years and they missed a lot of the upside because they're like, it can't keep going up. It can't keep going up. I'm not jumping in now. I'm not jumping in now. And we talked about timing on other shows, and
Hmm.
that's really hard to do. But maybe now's the time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. And what I've been telling people, I don't want to be misunderstood by saying this, but if you've stayed in the market up to this point and you've taken your punches for sure.
Right.
There's no point in getting out right now. You need to
No.
ride it out, you need to weather it. And if you've come this far, you're going to have more opportunities. So that's not to say that the volatility is over with, but you mentioned elections are over. There's no more doubt there. Interest rates are they've been really aggressive with interest rates.
I
The
think
Fed
aren't
has.
they
And they're
they're
going to
talking about
continue to do
raising
so.
another one? I thought
Yeah,
I
they'll
heard
have another one, and then they're
One more
probably going to
time.
have them until I would say into the first quarter of 23, and then there'll be some stability after that as far as rates go. What you don't know is going to be the after effects of that when it comes to jobs and employment and layoffs. We've already started seeing tech companies of all industries really go after, you know, starting to lay people off. We've seen some big auto makers as well start to do those things. So the after effects of all this are unknown. It's just there's always going to be something.
Yeah, well, it's hard to get a car, so do they need all those auto work? I mean, are they building cars or not? I mean, my wife and I've been looking for a car for like 8 months, trying to get
Yeah.
this new Honda car, and well, they get, you know, you don't know how much to believe from the dealership, so
Yeah.
I'm like, you tell me the number one selling SUV in the country, they're not making any. I mean,
Yeah.
it's been the number one selling SUV for like 10 years, and they're not making them. So I don't know. But what else was I going to say? Things to be thankful for. I was thinking of. It'll come to me. Markets are down. That's good. If you have money on the sides of the market, that's good. Good time to get in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was going to say too, it's a good time to meet with your team. And by your team, this can be your financial advisor, your investment person, your insurance person, your tax person,
That sounds
your
just like us.
that was my
Yeah.
plug.
Wow.
That was my
Yeah.
plug. Or you could just come in.
We should put the address up there too.
Or you can just set one appointment and
Yeah,
meet
set
with
one
appointment,
appointment, get it
you
all done.
guys. Yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
But the timing's, the timing's never perfect. Maybe you want to, get your feet wet in the market. You don't have to throw it all in at once. You could, even what we call dollar cost average, put it a little like you're doing with your 401k. You're putting a little bit in every month. Hopefully, you'll buy more when the market's down, and you're going to buy a little less when the market's up. But that's just a part of
You're right.
getting into the market.
Yeah. But working with a team, I like that, Tony. It is a good time. And I think that you should be thankful you have a financial advisor. And if you don't have one, be thankful that there are advisors out there who really are smart about things and can help you plan. And I'm not going to name names, Chris Anselmo, but I know a guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
and
we
I mean,
actually we've won a few awards here in Cleveland.
that's
So
right.
Yeah.
and I don't mean tooting our horn, but I would try to find an advisor if it's not us that works on a fee basis, so that like you're going to pay him for his or her work, but you're not going to be paying commissions on products. So the traditional way was like you buy a mutual fund, you pay 5%. What's the incentive for the brokerage? His incentive is to sell you another mutual fund, right? So I'm not saying mutual funds are bad, but I think more people, like when you don't have a lot of money when you're first starting out, you're going to have to go that route, because the advisor can't make a living selling you a $5,000 mutual fund and not charging you 1%. What, I'm not even sure what that is, $5, $50. So, but as you accumulate some more money, it's probably time to make a switch to someone who's just going to charge you a fee. So there's no incentive to keep trading because they don't make any money trading. So, I would look into a fee based type of advisor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, we talk about meeting our clients meeting with a team. Part of that team, if assume it's us, assume it's somebody else, we have a team behind us, and
Sure.
that's Gradient, and they do a fantastic job with managing money, putting portfolios together, keeping everybody updated. So
Yeah,
we
running
have a team
all the
too.
reports we need for the clients
Yeah,
too.
yeah, for sure. And we have a team in our office, obviously, that Chris mentioned before is fantastic. And it's not just, you meet with one person, we have teams too. So it takes a village, as they say.
I mean, even on our legal side, I don't know if you know this thing, we don't bill by the hour like most law firms. So,
Mm.
so there's no one's actually my father-in-law, God love him. My father-in-law to this day, he's 87 years old or 80. he still thinks there was a course in law school to teach you how to procrastinate so you can run the bill up. He's like, I know they taught you this stuff, if you do it in 10 minutes, you can't charge anything, but if you do it in 10 hours, you can charge more. And I'm like, there wasn't a class like that. So we went to flat fees years ago because even as a CPA, I hate keeping track of time. I mean, I still have nightmare. Listen to this nightmare. Didn't happen. So I used to be a partner in a big law firm years ago downtown. He had a bill by the hour, all that kind of stuff, right? So I have this dream that I'm not getting a paycheck because I have not logged my hours. So I've been working there for like 10 years for free. So, so because
Yikes.
but so we said, look, we're not going to do that. We're going to figure out. Man, most of our stuff that we do is it's not, we don't do litigation, so where you would bill by the hour because you don't know what to expect. Most of our stuff, we've done it enough times, we can give you a fair price and you say yes or no, and then you don't have to worry about getting nickel dimed if you call us. We never send out bills for
Yeah,
any of
like
that type of thing.
wills, estate
Yeah,
planning, powers
yeah,
of attorney.
yeah.
You
So all
just
that,
pay a
yeah,
flat
yeah.
fee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's easy. We tell you the price, you say yes, we do it. You say no, well, we'll shake hands and yeah. So
Well, I think people in your community should be thankful they have a firm like this to go to where they can get the whole package for a financial and retirement plan that includes tax planning, it includes estate planning. And I've worked with hundreds of advisors doing radio shows across the country, and I can count on one hand and less than five fingers how many firms can offer
yeah.
that.
I mean,
And so they're fortunate. I mean, the firms I work with in Florida and Arizona who deal with a lot of seniors, they
yeah,
don't offer that. They
yes,
have outside people for attorneys. They have outside people. You have to go to an outside person for tax planning. And
Yeah.
so you want somebody that can look at the big picture. And there are very few out there that are qualified to do that.
yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
right.
so not patting ourselves on the back, but we do taxes, obviously.
Yeah.
But Tony and Jeff do the Medicare supplements that work with people. We do, the annuities where people need to protect some money. You have the investment advisory side. We do the wills, the trusts. We do the probate administration. We do the trust administration if it's trust. So there's a lot of stuff that we do that's probably not even on our website, but
Yeah.
it's really, it really, and more clients are thankful for it. They're like, look, I just go to one place. I don't have to worry about getting bamboozled by somebody else. So
Yep. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
last thing I'll say before we depart is, up until I came here, I always had to refer everything out. So we had to refer to an estate planner. We had to refer to a tax advisor, refer all this stuff out. And we're fortunate we have everything under one roof now. It's a
Yep.
great benefit.
and I'm thankful we're growing. So we're hopefully we're going to hire a couple more people soon, so that not that I want to take a little more time off, but yeah. So I came back from my golf trip, and right before we left Florida, my buddy goes, "God, we're not going to see the sun till like April." I'm like, I never, I know it's been like this my whole life in Cleveland, but I never really thought of that. And since he said that, I don't think I've seen the sun in the last week. So
No.
probably same thing in Minnesota, right?
Same.
Yeah.
7 months of darkness in winter.
Ours is only 4 or 5, but yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically November is it's bright, or it's at least not sunny, but at least bright out, or you can see until about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then after that, it's just
Yeah,
like,
Yeah.
wait.
here it gets dark at 5:30 or so.
Yeah.
Tony, are
Yeah.
you kind of in the middle of the time zone?
Somewhat, but yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It gets dark really early here
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we're almost on the western edge of the time zone.
Yeah.
So it probably is lighter here longer than
Yep.
like my in-laws live in Florida almost. They live on the panhandle, but they're in the central time zone and they hate
Oh,
it because like
yeah.
right now it's getting dark at 4:30.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Because
Well,
they're on the furthest east side of the central time zone. Right?
so great show today. I am thankful for you guys. How can our
Yeah.
listeners get a hold of you guys to set up that complimentary consultation?
I lost my previous link that I had that went in here. I'll have to redo it, but I just have our phone number on there now, 440-886 3550. Obviously, we can be reached on our website at brooksidetax.com. You can schedule an appointment, or as I mentioned before,
Yeah.
check us out on the
Yeah.
socials.
Just call Regina.
Yep.
So, all right, guys. Tony, you taking us out?
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, the road to retirement is a great one. Great show, guys. And listeners, thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.
Thanks.